Special event alert.
I took a longer way to work to practice good hot sex, which is excuse number 26 for being late for Changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and with me tonight is our man in the closet, Jake Wall.
Marty, it's good to see you, man.
Good to see you, buddy. We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all Guardians and to the Earthbound branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh as we present Late for Changeover. Back to it.
Man.
Jake, you're always reliable. That's what I always say. Oh, before I get going, I told him I was going to do this on the podcast. So
nice.
Have a friend and a coworker, Nick, who brewed his first stout.
All right.
And it was just handing him out. And I was like, really? That's okay. I'll take it.
Worst case scenario, dysentery.
Well, could be. You never
Botulism.
know. And he goes, if it sucks, let me know. And I was like, no, it'll never suck. So,
Suck.
that is very Guinness-y looking. It's very
Let me see
chocolatey
it. Let me
looking.
see it.
Well, okay. Here. Let's see.
Oh, you put it in your cup.
I did.
Oh, yeah, nice. All right.
Yeah, that's a good little head on there and stuff.
All right.
I fucked the camera up.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So
Well, while you're fixing that, right? I saw Eric this weekend. It was a high seeing him, and there was so many Beaver fans at that Air Force Academy game.
that's right. The 2-7 Air Force Academy against the 4-5 Oregon State Beavers.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sorry to say that I watched my Beavers get slowly pounded all day long.
What was the final score of that game?
I don't know. I don't know. It was 0 and some shit. That's what it was.
Well, and speaking of that, look at that. Look at those
there
two
you
guys
go.
right there.
All beaved out. Yeah, man. Dude, there was so many Beaver fans. I was impressed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
cool.
there was a lot of Beaver fans.
Well, I mean, wasn't Oregon the first to legalize marijuana?
It was Washington, Colorado.
Oh, was
and
it?
Quick to Oregon.
No,
I think.
okay.
But Oregon now said, hold my beer, and legalized everything for a while.
Did they go like psychedelics and all that stuff too?
Oh, yeah. No, everything was legal, and all
Damn.
whatever
pretty good.
proceeds. And
Pretty good,
Wait.
Nick. Good job.
all right. Good job, Nick. And then they had a bunch of deaths, and they were like, okay, well, maybe not fentanyl.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah. Maybe we need to dial it back on the fentanyl. But everything else is good. We're good.
They were considering fentanyl too? Holy shit.
Mm. No, Marty, they decriminalized everything.
Jesus.
Everything was good to go.
Yeah.
And then after a bunch of deaths, they were like, okay, not fentanyl. Everything but fentanyl. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, forgot what they turned Portland into, so
oh yeah,
what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Parts
so
of it
I
are
can't remember
definitely
where Mr. History went. He's on another trip with his wife, I think.
Come on, man.
Anna's day drinking and buying a new car for her daughter. I don't know if she's day drinking in the new car for her daughter.
Hey, got to break it in sometime.
And we might get our little mule. We might get a little present with the little.
Oh yeah,
mule
Juanito might
We'll
show
see. Yeah, the haircutting mule. So,
Nice.
but
Dude, to be fair, some of those pictures he posts, those haircuts, they look freaking sharp.
yeah, that fade is not easy
I
to
was
do,
like,
and he's got
yeah.
it. He's got it down. I was like, that's
He's
pretty
doing
good.
the
man.
designs and stuff now. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay. All right.
Now, I know he told us he's already been cutting hair, so it's not like this is a whole new hobby for him. He's just getting certified, I guess, or whatever it is. Which I guess you need to be licensed, I suppose. I mean, I don't know.
I think he's using his GI Bill.
Oh,
So-
that's smart. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
I should have used that a little bit smarter than what I did. So
What'd you do?
I thought, I need something to get out of it in case I get fired from this contract. How about accounting? Accountants make good money.
Everywhere too.
So I went and got an accounting degree. I hate it. I can't stand it. But I got an accounting degree. Yeah, it's horrible. So I'm glad I never had to do that, but I pissed that away too. So.
Jared Ellis did that.
Did he really?
Dude, he quit. Yeah, Jarrett quit. He got out, and then he went and was working at the ADF for a minute, and then was like, "Nah, I'm done with the space nerd life." Got his accounting degree. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Look at that! What a gift.
Now I think he audits. He works for the city of Denver or the state, and he does audits for the state.
Well, that's coincidental because we have a story about an audit. So.
Oh yeah. What, we failed one again?
No, of course not. Nah. Juanito.
Good
to see you, man. We haven't seen you in a while. That's great. So, but we just started. We just kicked it off. We were just complimenting you and the post that you're making about some of your artwork on the head. So it looks good, man. Looks good. Mm-hmm. How you doing? You gonna be honor grad, or how's that going?
No, there's no valedictorian of Emily Griffith's technical school. So
nice.
It's actually part of the Denver public school system. So it's pretty cool. Like I'm there with students that are 16, and I'm the oldest.
No shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So like, this is where I wish, and I'm not sure if counselors do this. Yeah. It's like the information, right? Like that's out there. Hey, if you want to, before you graduate high school, you could get a welding degree, or you get a barber license or certification, stuff like that. And that's what they provide.
That's so smart. It's going back to the trades, that's like bringing back auto shop or something like that, I remember, I think I said it before, I don't quite remember what time frame this was, but I know that part of like TAPS, there was some company that was like, hey, come on and you'll intern with us and we'll teach you everything about construction.
Yeah.
And so after you can intern with us before you get out. So when you get out, then you know how to lay drywall, you know how to frame, you know how to do all this other stuff. And I was like, that's smart too.
And there's other companies. So my buddy, he's an industrial mechanic. So like anything that rotates. So for example, the conveyor belts at the airport, right? Like So he said they have a program in the union called Hats to Helmets.
Oh,
and not only that, they provide you with $5,000 if you're a vet. You get into their internship of tools that you don't even have to buy, and then they start you off as an apprenticeship. But I think they try, depending on your experience in the military, they pay you at a different pay scale too. So they honor.
Oh, wow.
So they really take care of the people. I'll be honest with you. Like I thought about it. It's like, man, when I get out, I go do that, get my hands dirty, learn a trade.
Yeah, and, sure.
Halfway through the year, he already breaks over 200K because like he travels a lot, stuff like that. So he said, like, man, you could get close to 500K a year because of the demand of trade.
Yeah, they need it, and they need like the intelligent guys to do it.
Yeah,
to know how to do some of that. Yeah, If I could do it all over again, I'd probably learn how to weld.
Like everything they said, they get to the micron level of just like making sure everything is aligned. So, but it's
that's cool.
He loves it. Yeah, he loves it. And he was convincing me because like, man, like here's the thought of not having the clearance. Something cool about that too, right? It's just kind of, I mean, we're free. We're not in the military anymore, but we're still tied to some restrictions on what we do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm trying to get coked out or something like that, but I'm just saying.
No, but you still have to. My biggest thing is you have to report like 6 months in advance when you travel, and I'm like,
yeah,
dude, come on, man. And then they're like, well, this is dangerous, or this is not a good.
Right.
Like, okay, good. And then you got to fill out 14 forms.
Government contractors not to go there.
Yeah.
Like,
imagine being a job where you could just divorce your wife and you wouldn't have to tell your boss or anything like that. It'd be like, fucking, hey,
that's what awesome. You go through. And he's like, fuck it someday.
I hope your wife's not listening to this. Like, she's gonna be like, so that one episode.
We're past the 5-minute mark. She never listens past that.
Yeah, she said. Only if I force her. The only way she'll listen is if I pick her up at the airport and I'm like, hey, have you heard our podcast this week? And then she has to listen all the way back up.
Just look what happens to be on the air on the phone.
And, speaking of ignorance, like, every 5 years I have to report the same bullshit over, right? Like my mother-in-law's a resident, right? Why do I have the same number, same certificate every 5 years? Like it's going to change. Like I've been there. I've been doing this. This is going to be my 6th clearance going through. I'm like, really? Like you didn't save it and you're making me announce it. Like it's redundant. Like not. It
is. But didn't they go to that CE, right? The continuing evaluation.
I just did my SFA 6. It was a lot expedited.
Yeah.
But I still have to repeat some of the stuff that I'm like, dude, I've told you guys this stuff before.
Right.
Yep. Still with the mother-in-law. Yep. Brother's still dead. Yep.
Right. Yeah, my residences haven't changed.
That was awesome. I haven't moved in the last 10 years.
That is nice.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to update anything on that.
I mean, neighbors know you and blah, blah, blah. But it's funny. So I did mine about over a month ago, and everybody that I put down, I've asked them, like, have you guys heard from these guys yet? They're like, no. And usually it would take like 2-3 weeks. Like, So I wonder if they're looking for anything like, well, he's already reported all this, so cool.
Right. Well, and they're short. They're short, those investigators, too.
Yeah.
They have been for 20 years. They can't get enough of those things. But they don't pay them like anything. They're like 60, 70 grand maybe to go travel all over the state and do the same thing. Forget that, man. Yeah, forget that job.
Nope.
Anyway. Well, good. I'm glad you're on, Juan. We haven't seen you in a while, so that's great.
And my hair's so I don't know if I told you, I'm growing out my hair until I graduate school, till December of 2025. So it's gonna start. Yeah.
What's it gonna do? What is your hair gonna do? Is it gonna get curly?
Yeah, it gets curly and just
so wavy and hot.
Oh, dude. So I'm thinking, how mullets are in now, or like what they call the burst fade. So maybe I just do the burst fade and like let the Mexi mullet come out. Nice.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that'd be nice, man.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put some product or something like oil, like
Soul
Glow?
So this is me now washing my hair for a couple days, and this is how it gets.
It's just filthy. Okay.
Look how dark your hair is, man. You have no salt.
Marty's jealous. Marty's all peppered out, and he's like,
I have been for a long time. Just see my brother. He's almost completely all white. And I was like, well, at least I got it, I guess.
I mean,
amen.
Like, you're not supposed to. Oh, but it's once you age. So you probably look young for a while, and then.
Oh, so once you go over the cliff, it's like, whoa. You just go picking up speed.
Momentum got me.
Before we go to the news, you guys watch the Tyson fight?
Okay, I don't even want to talk
I
about
was
that.
at DJ Tiesto, so
that was horrible. It was terrible, man.
The best part, dude. Okay,
I heard the girl fight was better.
That female fight was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a good fight.
And the fight before that one too. That those two Mexican.
The first fight was a freaking joke. That guy could have
killed that guy and
spun him around and dry humped him. I was like, okay.
Oh,
is this how it's gonna go? He's like, gets him in the corner,
and then he turned his back. He's like,
it was one of them was like he was like a YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
And then the other guy was where was he fighting out of?
He was fighting out of India,
but
he was like 48-5, and he had like 20 knockouts.
I know he had no power.
Could see him. No, he was pulling punches like.
Oh, you think so?
He was just tapping, like tap.
He was tagging him at will.
Oh,
that's true.
But then Tyson's like full double ham action. That was
the first round I was like, oh, maybe, and then the second round you could see he wobbles. He was wobbling, and I was like,
it's funny because when you look at his practice videos, like if you see the videos that they were putting out there.
Yeah, the 30 seconds worth of his flurry, and you're like,
that's true. But like the weight, I was like, ooh, man, like he still has I still don't want to get a punch from Mike Tyson.
No, I agree. But I mean, he stumbled a couple times just on his own. You know, not
The
even getting hit.
highlight
And I
though
like,
was the jock strap. The whole
Man.
full bare ass, and the cameraman's like, "What?" And
I heard that's when the servers paused. So I was at a concert at Red Rocks, but
did you see, dude? I saw the whole thing. I
oh,
was
did
like, you Netflix is screwing up, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this first fight's a joke. You got some dry humping. You got double ham, butt hanging out.
And that announcer was terrible. Actually, Rosie Perez was actually pretty good.
They could never get Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield's sitting off in the corner. And they're like,
he's like,
well,
two punch-drunk sons of bitches. And they're like, hey, Lennox Lewis, tell Evander this. What's Evander say? Lennox is like, well, I think this. They're like, no, get Evander. Evander's like, Lewis is like,
that's
hey,
true.
Man, they want to
it
know
was
this.
So bad. It was so bad.
They just had a conversation between each other.
Yeah.
And he's like, next question.
I thought maybe Holyfield was drunk or something. I don't know.
He's freaking punch drunk, man.
Yeah,
He's getting blasted.
yeah,
he had one of the longest careers of anybody.
Yeah, he fought for
he went a long
right.
time.
They had the hologram of Muhammad Ali right there either?
No, they should have. That would have been a better interview.
It's true. All right, let's do some news real quick here. I've got a couple of robot stories for you. Ooh. Bookends, right? First one and the last one. So this first one comes to us. Oh, let me turn this up. This first one comes to us from spacenews.com. So we are back to the maintenance satellite. All right. Northrop Grumman eyes a 2026 launch of Robot Armed Satellite Servicer. It's a horrible title, but Northrop Grumman's Space Logistics subsidiary is eyeing a 2026 launch for its next generation satellite servicing vehicle, the Mission Robotic Vehicle, or the MRV. Equipped with robotic arms developed by the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory, the MRV aims to extend the lifespan of satellites in geostationary orbit more than 22,500 miles above the Earth. So here's the MRV. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. Oh, well. It's sideways, but good. That's okay.
Well, it's in space. We'll imagine it's in space, and it's just...
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So these are right... The gold is the naval robot arms that it's all happy about. So here's how it's going to work. Space Logistics is using the robotic arms for the MRV under a partnership with DARPA. Company has already secured 3 customers for its MRV services, 2 satellites from Intelsat and 1 from Optus. These clients will receive mission extension pods, or MEPs. Propulsion jetpacks that can add approximately 6 years of operational life to aging satellites. That's pretty good. 6 years, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So here's how they're going to do it. They're going to launch these mission extension pods up, and they're just going to orbit up there, right? Or they're not going to orbit. The MRV is going to stay in geosync orbit. They're going to launch these mission extension pods up, and then the satellite will grab these and then go towards the satellite to attach them. And then the MRV just kind of goes off on its own. And these new satellites got a new fuel service for 6 years.
Nice.
So that
sounds
weirdly
complicated.
I love going to the space symposiums, and they talk, like, some people present things that they're trying to introduce, like a satellite. The other thing, though, is when is the space community going to agree on standardized measurements, standardized equipment? Because that way, because imagine that would be worth it. Like, it's like, hey, we standardize everything. Everybody uses the same tools, same nuts, same everything. Because then those service vehicles will make more sense.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, everything could just plug and play, right?
Because I'm curious, in the background, when Northrop Grumman said, hey, we need some customers, did they have to make adjustments to their satellite and their payload to only work on 3 satellites?
Well, and this MRV's already up there, so I don't think it's doing anything more than attaching these pods.
If they're shipping the pods up, they're designing it for that specific satellite, so they already know the layouts, the blueprints of those.
So it's just got the armors. One arm holds the satellite. The other one's like, there you go.
Refueling.
See you later.
Prison rules. Here you go.
Yeah. Welcome to county. Welcome to Geo.
I knew you guys could turn that boring story into something more entertaining. But you know what's maddening is all the credit card readers. Wherever you go, they're all different. Almost all of them are different. Swipe up here, tap up here. This one you got to put your. If we can't get that shit straight,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, fuck.
Hey, they finally got Apple though to do a USB-C fucking port though.
Well, yeah, it wasn't until the EU was like, okay, Apple, screw yourselves. We're all going to USB-C.
Right. That's true. They forced it. Well, they forced everybody to buy the goddamn. What is that thing? When they finally went, they took the port out for headphones, and you had to buy the dongle. You know, the dongle for a while.
I mean, remember why DVD was it DVD or one versus back in the days of VHS? It was the porn industry drove that.
Right.
I don't know if the porn industry could drive what's
his name has that whole soliloquy in Tropic Thunder where he's talking about how VHS won the porn war because it was easier to do. So you're right. So it'll take something like that. Maybe
they'll standardize Velcro first.
You know what though? How is life easier? Life is easier with Velcro, like shoes, pants, everything.
Shoes. He's 70 years old.
Hey, why do you miss the pants part? You hung on to shoes, and then you're like pants. Like Juanito couldn't remember anything else that would benefit from being Velcro-y. Pants.
So he gets home from work, and outside the bedroom, all you just hear is 5 minutes of Velcro music.
My wife would be like the Cat Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah. Pepe Le Pew.
That's good. That was good.
The sound of Velcro. She locks up.
Not again. I love it. Well, maybe this isn't the greatest transition to go into this next story, but this is a female celebratory story. Right? So it's too bad our day drinker's not here because she would enjoy this story. However, this is from where's it from? Task and Purpose. So an Air Force captain becomes the first woman in service history to receive a Silver Star. Now, I saw a lot of comments on this story afterwards, but we'll save that. Okay. Here's why they got it. Now, they gave out a whole bunch of awards. So on November 12th, 30 fighter pilots and airmen were recognized for missions during the largest air-to-air enemy engagement in over 50 years, according to the Air Force. The crew of one F-15E, pilot Major Benjamin Coffey, and Weapons Systems Officer Captain Lacey Hester were awarded the nation's third highest Valor Award, the Silver Star. With that award, Hester is the first woman in the Air Force to receive the Silver Star and the 10th woman in the Department of Defense's history. Together, the Air Force said Coffey and Hester's squadron shot down 70 drones and 3 ballistic missiles.
Holy crap.
Yeah, the missiles part I didn't know that part. So this is Captain Hester. All right.
Nice, dude.
So she won, and she was a backseater. So a Wizzo, I guess they call him, backseater, weapons officer. The missions came during a massive aerial attack of missiles and unmanned drones fired from Iran during the morning of April 13th into the early hours of April 14th. In total, 66 airmen for the 494th Fighter Squadron and 494th Fighter Generation Squadron worked together to repel the massive aerial attack on Israel. Okay, so this is kind of cool. During the fight, Coffey and Hester depleted their air-to-air missiles and rockets. Instead of returning to their base, they engaged targets with the F-15's Gatling gun, shooting down several one-way attack drones at extremely low altitudes. Now that would be, I mean, because they're propeller drones, so they're not going that fast. I mean, they're quick, but they're not that fast. And I don't know, how do you get that F-15 slow enough? Or is it just pass after pass
strafing
after pass?
runs?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
I guess so. I mean, one bullet's going to take it down, so you're just spraying ahead of you, flying into the swarm, I guess, right?
Crazy.
Coffey and Hester also overcame a serious malfunction of one of their missiles while engaging a drone. The crew launched an air-to-air missile, but the missile failed to detach from the wing of their F-15. So a hung missile, they call it.
Yeah.
That forced the team to land with a potentially armed missile attached to their wing. Have you ever seen that or heard of that, Jake?
We used to have hung flares a lot. Like those big ground support flares.
Mm-hmm.
And we had one jammed gun. I never saw a hung, but A-10s don't have a lot of missile issues.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true. Right.
But that's crazy.
Yeah. The Air Force estimates that Iran's attack included over 300 one-way attack drones and missiles between Allied aircraft and base defenses. 99% of the attack was prevented from reaching Israel. So, hats off to you, Captain Hester. Well done. And to the 494th Fighter Squadron. So,
but we don't have any boots on the ground, right?
Of course not. Just in the air.
We just had it.
So,
Jeez, man.
what were some of the comments? Was there haters on this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air Force, and there was.
Right. They weren't getting shot at. Where's the air-to-air combat? The Air Force just wants to recognize. And I'm like, but still, you shot down 99%.
And you can
pretty good.
Definitely say she saved a life or two, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, her actions. The picture, though, on that news article had the Distinguished Flying Cross. In the background, yeah.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, bad job.
6 Distinguished Flying Crosses with Valor.
Right.
4 with Combat Device, 4 Distinguished Flying Crosses, 2 Bronze Stars, and 7 Air and Space Combination Medals.
Yeah, I love that. That was a lot.
That is crazy.
I mean, they were giving it out, and good, good on them. They prevented it all, but
not only that,
everybody
shows how it's evolving, right? Like drones, it's like that's what we should be expecting now.
Yeah,
it's not like gonna. I mean, why are you gonna? You're not gonna see the fights that you used to see before.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And who has an Air Force, right? What was that stat that I don't think we've had ground troops attacked from the air since like the 50s. We're just like, holy shit, that's true, right? Because we've had air dominance since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we established air superiority pretty quick.
And there's very few countries that can maintain an Air Force that's at any kind of level, so amazing.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, like we had a little quiz for you before this next story. Let's see, where's the beginning of it? All right, do you know what cycling's Lance Armstrong, gymnastics Simone Biles, and NBA basketball player Robert Ory have in common?
Fantastic glutes.
Well, that's true. Yeah, very, very much so.
Blood doping? I don't know.
Yeah,
they all won.
Simone.
They all won 7 championships.
Oh, nice.
All right. So this story from Task and Purpose shows that the Pentagon has also achieved a number 7.
Oh, nice.
They failed their 7th audit in a row.
Jeez. Hey, was it a joint effort? As long as it's team.
7 in a row.
That was great.
But listen to the spin that these guys put on it. So it gets a little complicated. I'll try to skip over that part. But the Department of Defense is still struggling to account for its finances. The department once again failed its annual audit into its expenditures and assets. This marks the 7th straight year of failures. The Department of Defense has not passed one of the mandatory audits since they were implemented in 2018.
Nice.
Or since 2018. Michael McCord, the Undersecretary of Defense and Chief Financial Officer, announced the latest failure on Friday, November 15th, saying the result was expected.
Hey, you know what? In that case, Michael McCord, your results of your employment are going to be expected. Like, get the F out.
He's got a positive spin on it. You'll hear.
Yeah.
According to McCord, the overall audit earned a disclaimer of opinion. It goes on into all these ratings, which is kind of hard to understand. But it means that the Department of Defense failed to provide enough information for auditors to reach a precise and accurate verdict on the finances. In fact, of the 28 separate entities audited, 15 of them all received disclaimers or they didn't pass. Hundreds of people worked to get an understanding of where the military is financially. The process involved approximately 1,700 independent auditors, and it cost $178 million to audit them. This year's process examined $4.1 trillion in assets and $4.3 trillion in liabilities. Of the 28 entities audited, 9 received unqualified opinions, meaning they had clean audits. So they were good. Nice. Only 9 of them. The good news is that one more entity earned a clean audit than last year. So last year they only had 8. This year they had 9.
All those guys should be promoted.
So who's the
and all the other guys should be demoted or fired.
That's right.
What was the deputy's name?
McCord.
Okay, because I remember when Kathleen Hicks was the deputy, and I remember watching Jon Stewart grilling her about the failure audit that they had. And it seems like, and honestly, it's like, hey, where did this money? Because at that time, the biggest thing was like, all these billions of dollars went to these contractors, and what did they deliver?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now here's McCord's spin. Momentum is on our side because we increased by 1 over last year. There's a strong commitment and belief in our ability to achieve an unmodified opinion on behalf of the department's senior management. I assess that the Department of Defense continues to make progress toward the congressional mandate for achieving an unmodified audit opinion or pass. Right.
So we had 9 pass, 9 sections.
9 out of 28.
There we go. Okay.
Last year they only had 8 out of 28, so they're on the move.
So it's only going to take us 11, 12 more years.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, yeah, because you have that point or whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
For that.
Or Elon gets in there and he's like, "I'll fix this."
Well, DOGE, right? The Department of something efficiency,
government efficiency.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. But it's funny. Like, okay, they're going to that because there's wasted money, stuff like that. But even when I was in, it's like, do we really need to buy new chairs? It's like we almost need to reassess how that money, because I always hated the use it or lose it, right? So
the year funds, the end of year,
hated that.
So if you didn't spend that money, then the way I see it is like, hey, you allocated $3 million in this made up world. You still had $1 million to spend, so keep that $1 million. I'm gonna give you $2 million instead of you spending fraud, waste, and abuse. So you get another fresh $3 million is bullshit.
But what was the fear? The fear, or at least what they told us was, if you don't spend that $3 million, they're not going to give you the $3 million next year.
Yep.
But then they get to where we get, right?
Yeah, but you should be patting me on the back for saving that $1 million. And they're like, no, go buy a bunch of frivolous shit. So we expend.
The most annoying one was throughout the year, you wouldn't have paper, you wouldn't have TDY funds,
toner, you wouldn't have
nothing. The first if it hit in October, it wasn't
not until January.
January, February, March when you would get funds then.
Right.
And you're like, hey, we need to get people out the door to these TDYs, to these schools. And they're like, no TDY funds.
Yeah, maybe in the spring.
Yeah.
and then you have
all of a sudden in freaking August, September, we're like, we've got $8 million to spend. Quick, hurry.
We did not spend enough. And I was like, what? When every year, it happened when I was in the Army, happened when I was in the Air Force. It was ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is the last quote by this McCord. He said the major issue overall is accounting for the department's physical assets and property. Wouldn't that be the easiest thing? It's right there.
Okay,
right?
That makes sense. No.
I think
That makes sense.
So I don't know what's the deal with this time, but with Kathleen Hicks, when she was in, it was the inventory of deliveries that these contractors owe them. So they spend all this money. So I'm curious, like, what was supposed to be delivered this year?
Yeah.
That's not within their inventory.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. How much payola under the table was it? And how much did we actually get? Right.
But you remember the comm guys going around doing inventory every quarter and looking for a fucking printer. They're like,
right.
Where the hell?
But
And that's at the squadron level. Like, we're lost 5 computers, 14 monitors, and 3 printers. How the hell did we lose them?
Right? I don't know. Go look in that room where we pushed all the dead chairs and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be in there.
I have no idea. We didn't move the printer. Who moved the printer?
The RMO?
You know, like, you're looking from. I had no idea printers were migratory until I joined the military. Like, they're gone. They're up. Seasonal.
It's the fall, right? Oh yeah. They went on their fall season travel.
Yeah.
You're right.
The other building.
But that's peanuts compared to all the other stuff. Right?
Can you imagine doing that on a big? I'm not justifying their incompetence. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
On a big picture level, if a dozen printers here and there in every squadron, you're out $1 million or $4 million.
Sure.
But I mean, why are we talking about printers? It's supposed to be a paperless Air Force. I remember that when I came in.
Oh yeah,
that was a fun one.
Speaking of paperless, along the same lines, have you seen? I've got a couple guys with our company who just got adjudicated. They're RA badges,
nice,
but they have no plastic badges to print.
Yep,
and it's across the Air Force.
Yep,
and I was like, "What happened? Were we getting these from China or something? What happened?"
Can they use?
There's no. They can't print them a badge because they're
too.
out. They're out.
Yep.
There's no plastic available to print the badge on, so they're carrying around like a 2586 or something like that. It's dumb.
Good.
Yeah, right. It's so stupid. Okay, let's get to our last robot story here. All right, this is from again Task and Purpose. Why the Space Force has a nuclear material sniffing robot. So, troops stationed at Buckley Space Force Base in Aurora, Colorado might notice an odd 4-legged robot loping around the base. That's called Chappie. Did you ever see that movie? I didn't see it. It had, what's his name? Wolverine was in it. But it was the same kind of robot, went rogue, wants to be a person story, and so they want to kill it. But that robot was called Chappie. So they called this robot Chappie. Space Force's Chappie has been in use on the base since July. The robot, according to Space Force, is one of only 2 quadrupedal unmanned ground vehicles in the entire Department of Defense to be dedicated to chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear detection.
Nice.
That was a lot. So that's Chappie. All right.
Look at them little tappy toes.
It is a tappy toe. It's the same kind of design. So the idea for Chappie dates back to years earlier in the Middle East. U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant Dominic Garcia was then stationed at Dice Air Force Base, Texas, having previously deployed to Syria as part of the anti-ISIS fight. Master Sergeant Garcia said, "I thought there had to be a safer and faster way. In 2022, while stationed at Minot, I applied for a Small Business Innovation Research Grant through the Department of the Air Force Technical Grant Program, AFWorks.
Nice.
He received $1.24 million to develop a remote CBRN sensing capability using our current inventory of detectors. They gave him $1 million.
His first prototype was that, only with M9 paper all around it.
Now, did he Did he spend it all by the end of the fiscal year? That's what I want to know.
Heck,
I don't know, man. But wouldn't you be scared to death if they're like, okay, here's your grant? I'll be like, oh, shit. I got to account for this thing?
Nah, you don't. You make more money with the DOD by failing.
That's what.
You're good.
The fact that it's at Buckley, I wonder if, like, 10 years from now, the people that are retiring this year is like, were you at Buckley Space Force Station? Were you exposed to nuclear toxins? Like,
oh, yeah, right.
Why is it at Buckley of all bases?
Because he's stationed there.
Well, it just makes you. I'm still concerned. Like, why is he sniffing around every day, everywhere, and like his lights are going off? You're working that.
Does he have to get some test nuclear material so he knows
I don't know.
It's working?
I don't know. I mean, but who's going to disagree with him? He could be over the fitness center, and women are getting changed in the dressing room. Here comes the tappy tap dog. It was like, oh, we have a suspicion there might be some nuclear material in here, and this thing with its little goofy eyes there recording everything. It's like, oh,
they need to paint some eyelashes like those Volkswagen Bug eyelashes on it. They need some.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So his design is the robot dog there, heavily outfitted with sensors and detectors that are already in use. So he got basically the robot and didn't, like you said, just kind of stuck the sensors on there.
Yeah, just riveted to.
Yeah. And he probably did it for like $49.99, and it was like, oh, here's what do I do with the rest of this grant?
I wonder how much that robot costs.
Yeah, because I'm curious, like, how do you account? It's a grant. So was it a grant to him personally? Or grant to the unit?
I don't know how AFWorks works, but they're throwing grants around, I guess. So.
Man, I would have been like, shit, I could take half of this and go on all these amazing TDYs.
Well, but it'd be TDYs to go study possibilities.
Yeah, go out to MIT.
Yeah.
Go out to Lincoln Labs, kick some robots around.
Oh, yeah. Because it's what is it? Boston, whatever.
Boston Dynamics.
The Dynamics, right?
Yeah. I mean, I heard Brazil has some great policing robots down there during Carnival. I better go down there and check those out too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's crazy, like all these sensors and stuff. So the other day, I'm not gonna throw out any names, but there's a owner of a Tesla who the cameras on their airmen at the going to the MCS park just barely touched that Tesla. All the cameras turned on, zoomed into his face and stuff. Because
damn!
Somebody from work's like, hey, do you know this guy? We looked him up, and dude, you could see his name clearly on his uniform.
Yep.
And
they'll record you. You tap them, they'll record you.
It recorded everything, the license plates on the car, everything. I was like, it's fucking scary. It's like there's no privacy around a Tesla.
I guess not. I never even realized that.
Yeah, so they were showing me the video footage. Like, here's the evidence. I was like, oh shit, do you know this guy? I was like, no. I was like, I mean, I could go around too, Swiss. It's like, well, we want to keep it. We want to keep it at the lowest level. So just let him know that the owner wants to talk to him. I was like, all right, cool, whatever.
It's like, geez, it's just a scratch.
And dude, like seriously, it's just I don't think. Into the defense of the driver, the way it just barely.
No, it just does it right. It just pops on, right? Oh man, that's good to know. God, you could really screw with some people.
So no shenanigans around.
You just tap them.
Yeah. Raul has a Tesla. I think I'm gonna do that one day.
Nice.
That'd be good. That'd be funny.
That'd be good.
Now I want to try it because that'll be hilarious for all the people.
Especially if Raul, give it a try.
Yeah, well, get it on video, please, and bring it into the podcast.
And then definitely have an index card and say Henry made me.
Or you do the ones like the whole note.
Yeah. Henry says you suck.
What did they used to call each other to screw with each other?
They would just yell. Him and Raul, Henry and Raul would just yell at someone else that was like a fat Mexican person. Henry would be like, Raul.
Well, here's the thing:
I know you hear me. Don't pretend. Like this poor guy is just walking down the sidewalk in Denver, and he's like, "Don't pretend I know you love me.
Him too, though, I understood how people could get them confused. Why I never understood is why they would call him Juan or they'll call me Raul or Henry when we're all together in the same units.
Yeah.
Because, and I feel this is what happened. Like one time this is when Raul was in Stan Eval. They're like, hey, Sergeant Lopez, somebody came and told me to talk to you. We have some Stan Eval. It's like, dude, I'm the wrong Mexican. I'm still on crew. The other one to talk to Raul. And, you have a training question? That's De La Garza. That's the other Mexican.
Yeah, that's the other one.
It was just like, I'm like the shortest one. I'm not even tall like those fools.
They were two of the tallest Latinos I've ever come across. So
yeah.
I was like,
even me, like, even if I go to a Mexican club, I'm at 5'10", I'm tall. I'm like, oh shit, I feel tall here.
Yeah.
But around them two, I'm like, dude, I'm short.
Yeah.
I was like,
I think Henry's taller than me.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Holy shit, really? Oh,
Henry's got to be at least 6'2".
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. So we close it out with a quick history.
All right.
All right. This is a quick one. So on this date, November 19th, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln delivered his famous Gettysburg Address at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Using just 272 words, Lincoln brilliantly and movingly articulated the meaning of the conflict for a war-weary public. For some time, Lincoln had been planning to make a public statement on the significance of the war and the struggle against slavery. In early November, he received an invitation to speak at the dedication of the part of the Gettysburg battlefield, which was being transformed into a cemetery for the soldiers who had died in battle there from July 1st to the 3rd, 1863. This is the good part. At the dedication, a crowd listened for 2 hours to Edward Everett, who was at the time was widely renowned as the finest orator in the country. And then Lincoln got up there, and his address lasted just 2 minutes. I didn't know it was that quick.
Wow.
And men in the audience were still making themselves comfortable when he finished. And that's what happened on the 19th of November, 1863.
272 words.
272 words. And I remember in elementary school, we had a teacher who had like 3 electric train sets. And they said, if you could memorize the Gettysburg Address and do it without notes, you win one. And I was like, I was furiously trying to memorize. First train set goes. And I was like, I'm trying to, you come back in the next couple of days. Next train set goes. I was like, son of a gun.
Did you get her?
I did. I got the third one. It was the first thing I'd ever memorized. And I was forcing myself to memorize, not because of the beauty of the speech, because I wanted that damn train set.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but that shows like less is more, right? Especially like speeches and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, to the point and like drive it. And I think people are more like they'll remember it more. Because like the only thing I remember from long ass speech is like, damn, Jake, remember that long ass speech? Like, yeah, that shit sucked.
Yeah, that guy went on forever.
It's true. So he did like 2.5 minutes. He was done. Sat back down.
We had a dining out at Vandenberg once.
Yeah.
And the guy came up and he was, I can't remember. He was a pilot, obviously. But then he comes over and he talks and he gives us like play by play.
Oh, no.
And it was like 45 minutes to an hour. Like, so I was approaching at this altitude and we were doing a standard.
And man.
We were at this airspeed. I was like, okay.
Dude.
And then we're all like mildly sauced up, right? And then this guy comes up and it's like the whole mood of the whole thing is like, ew.
God, it's tough, man. That's a tough one.
I'm sure what he had to say was great, but
not that night.
Not that night. We were all there having a good old time, and then that special guest speaker got us.
They can do that.
Yep.
Well, shit, I think that's the end up.
Nice.
Yeah, nice tight 40, 50 minutes there, just like Lincoln.
There you
go. On behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure the next week that you are not late for changeover.
Oh, that was good timing. That was good timing.
A good one. Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
really
I like that one.
Gentlemen, it's good to see you. Thanks for showing up. And to those who didn't show up, shame on you. Hopefully we see you next week. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening and watching. And we'll see you next week.